Today on Upfront, the massive cut proposed for Great Lakes cleanup and restoration. What the possible loss of federal funding would mean for the health of Lake Michigan. My guest is Racine Mayor John Dickert, next on Upfront. Then the state treasurer's office moves a step closer to elimination. Today, a former treasurer argues the office is still relevant. And 3 threats in 5 weeks. The president of the Milwaukee Area Jewish Community Center on the fear and disruption threats have caused to the center and its community.
Covering the issues important to Wisconsin. This is Upfront with Mike Goucher.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Upfront. We begin today with the Great Lakes and the effect massive federal budget cuts could have on them. The Trump administration could release its budget plan later this week, but if early blueprints are any indication, efforts to clean up the Great Lakes are going to take a major hit. Early reports say the White House wants to cut the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative by 97%, from $300 million to $10 million. The Great Lakes provide jobs, recreation, and most importantly, drinking water to millions of people. Already, uncertainty of what's to come is being felt in Mount Pleasant in Racine County, which has applied for grant money to stabilize its eroding Lake Michigan shoreline. The application for federal money now appears stalled.
Houses are falling into the lake. People are freaking out, and we don't know what to do.
So what would the loss of Great Lakes restoration money mean for Wisconsin? We're asking Mayor John Dickert of Racine, who serves on the board of directors for the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence Cities Initiative. Mayor Dickert, it's good to have you back on the program.
It's great to see you, Mike. It's always good to be here.
So this was a blueprint that was released or leaked, and the blueprint shows a 97% cut, $300 million to $10 million. Right. If that happened, what would be the result?
Well, the result is devastating from so many different levels. You're seeing it right at home in Racine County with Mount Pleasant. They have a shoreline that's eroding and literally taking homes with it. You also see it in the fact that we're trying to keep out an Asian carp out of the Chicago River into entering our bays. If that were to happen, it would not only devastate Lake Michigan, but it would devastate the fishing industry. You see where we do beach cleanups and swimmer safety and all these different things that we use to protect the Great Lakes. That money is really the key source of all of those startups of doing that work. And what I mean by that is that the Great Lakes funding is then coupled with our funding, and we as cities use that as a starter to fund these programs. So are beaches going to be as clean for their kids to swim in? No. Are we going to have more potential problems with invasive species? Yes. Are you going to have trouble with navigating waters? Yes. More trouble with algal blooms that affect the water? Yes. All of these things are related, and all of them will be dramatically impacted.
How are you going to make the case, for example, of the Trump administration? Again, these blueprints could be changed. How do you convince them that it'd be a good idea to change these plans?
Well, first of all, we talk about the fact that when you look at the Great Lakes area and you go all the way up into the St. Lawrence Seaways, that area is the 3rd largest economy in the world. So if you're going to have an impact, an economic impact on that area, and you take away the start of the funding that helps to protect those waterways, then you're going to have a dramatic economic impact on that region. And that's a region that was strong with him. The second thing is, if people have to realize, especially the administration, that these are the funds that really protect the Great Lakes in so many ways because they're very fragile. So if you take away the funds and you even stop utilizing the effects and impacts that we have on the Great Lakes for a year, you can have a non-swimmable beach in a year to 2 years. Whereas you've spent years, like we have, for 10 straight years as a Blue Wave certified beach. I don't think that people understand the fragility of these lakes and why these funds are important, because once you take them away and those issues start to erode, they erode quickly.
You're making the case, but are you optimistic or pessimistic? And I ask that because in the past, for example, when he was president, President Obama proposed a $50 million cut in the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative funding. That was beaten back by federal lawmakers. But this is a proposal that comes at a time when the president has other priorities, more military spending, some other things he wants to do. How do you feel about the chances of knocking this back?
Well, I'm heading to Washington next week to do just that. Go with the Great Lakes mayors and start talking to everybody and educating them about the impacts that it has. We went when the Obama administration had done the same thing, and we went up to the Hill, and what we do is we inform them that if you do this, it will result in this. And when people start looking at the economics of it, when they start looking at the long-term drivers of these things, it starts to create relativity as to the decision. And hopefully it gives not only Congress, which I think if there's one thing that Congress, men and women, and the senators agree on in the Great Lakes region, it's water and the protection of water. So we found that fairly unanimous when we were up there working over the last years. But until they see the relativity of these decisions, I don't think that you can just push this issue aside and say, don't worry, we need that money and we're going to worry about it later. They have to actually show what the dramatic difference will be and what it also is going to cost them in the long term. Because to degrade these funds and then try to fix it later, the cost is exponentially larger. So we try to educate them on all of that and get them to understand that all of these things will have relevance. So don't be quick to simply cut the money out of the GLRI funding.
Finally, put this in some perspective for us. The initiative, the restoration and cleanup initiative, has been around since about 2010. What kind of difference has it made in Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, the Great Lakes?
Well, first of all, it's done an incredible job of going and really tying in with the funding that we use to look at everything from how we're going to keep our beaches clean, how we're going to make sure that we prevent the intrusion of things into our Great Lakes, which create the algal blooms like you see in Green Bay area, Lake Winnebago, obviously in Lake Erie, where in Lake Erie you have to drive a boat out 21 miles just to get to open water. We look at the protection to make sure that we keep the Asian carp out of the Chicago River and into the Great Lakes. If that were to happen, it would devastate the Great Lakes. We look at the invasive species. Just invasive species alone has cost the state of Wisconsin over $3.5 billion. So when we start talking about those types of impacts and what they're doing, the navigable waters, how we clean up oil spills if they happen, and they did happen in the Grand Rapids a year or two ago. When we start talking about all those things, it creates relevance. And I think if people realize that if you don't do that, if you do not allow us to be preventative, then we're being reactionary. And the cost of being reactionary is unbelievable. And personally, we can't afford it.
You'll be out there in Washington. Are you confident that Republican, Democratic lawmakers from the state of Wisconsin will say, don't do this?
I sure hope so. The last year when I was out having the same conversation with the Obama administration, really one of the congressmen from Wisconsin came to me and said, you know, Mayor, if there's anything that we all agree upon, it's the protection of our Great Lakes.
We're seeing Mayor John Dickert, who's been involved in Great Lakes water issues for some time now. Mayor, it's good to have you back on the program.
It's great to see you.
Appreciate it. Should Wisconsin do away with its state treasurer? Voters will decide next year, but a former treasurer says not so fast. We'll hear from him next. And later, dozens of threats made against Jewish institutions around the country. I'll be asking the leader of the Whitefish Bay Jewish Community Center about the impact on his community. That's when Up Front continues.
Up Front with Mike Goucher, brought to you by the American Transmission Company.